something a little different today. But before we get to that, thanks to everybody who's watched my first two videos, all the likes and comments and shares and everything. I've really appreciated that. It's meant a lot to me. I really thought the target audience of this was like 5 people. One person I'd really like to give a shout out to is Ronald George Moore. Ron Moore hosts the Manitoba Moneyshot podcast. He dedicated an episode of his podcast to this show, completely unsolicited. I really appreciated that. Ron, you're a wonderful man. Ron Moore's a legend of Winnipeg comedy, and on his show he brings on different people from the Winnipeg comedy scene, theater scene. I think he's had some people who aren't comedians and actors and stuff as well in the past, and you just talk a bit about your life. He had my improv group on there one time, and we all came on and drank a bunch of beer in his apartment and had a great time. And yeah, he's just done a great thing supporting the local comedy and theater scene. So thank you, Ron Moore. And I'm going to leave information on his podcast down below in the comments here on YouTube. So check that out. Okay. So the first couple of episodes were each dedicated to one brewery, local brewery here in Winnipeg. The main reason being that's mostly what I'm buying these days. Mostly, due to these COVID times that we live in, I just think it's a good time to support local businesses. And, we had a beer scene that was just starting to really take off here in Winnipeg, and I want to keep supporting that. Today, we're going to do things completely different than we've ever done on the show, ever in our 2 episodes that we've done so far. No, today's going to be completely different. Today, we're going to play a little game called What's in the Back of the Beer Fridge? That's right, it's the sensation that's sweeping the nation. What's in the back of the beer fridge? Where I grab beers that... I've got a pretty full beer fridge down there. And, up top, I've got it all kind of organized by local brewery. I am a Winnipeg Beer Geek, by the way, so I've got it all kind of organized properly. But in the back, down low, there's stuff that has been left here from parties. And let's face it, it's coming up on a year since the last time we've had people over for a party. So these have been sitting there a while. And they've been sitting there for a while because they're things I don't really want to drink, and I don't think my partner really wants to drink. And so we just they're sitting down there. And I'm going to try a few of those today. Let's see what we have first. I have a feeling this isn't going to go that well. I've got my water here. I've got some pretzels over there to cleanse my palate and stuff. But right now, we're starting things off. I imagine this is probably about as ugly as this is going to get. Maybe I should have worked up to this one, but it's the first one I grabbed. Good God. It's a Bud Light. There we go. It's a Bud Light Clamato and Mott's Clamato combined. They made a chelada. So it's Clamato and beer. What some people do like to have a Clamato and beer. There's a name of a cocktail. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, it's something that people like to have. I'll be honest, I don't even like Caesars, so I'm anticipating I'm really going to hate this. I have tried it once. I have tried this beer once before, and it was basically going to a party late at night. You couldn't buy anything else. And I was going with someone who had a 6 of these, and she asked if I liked Bud Light Clamato, and I said, yeah, I like Bud Light Clamato. We bought a house together. At least it still sounds like a lovely beer opening sound. Oh, God, here we go. Now, if I'm just looking at this in the glass, I would think this might be like some kind of fruit IPA maybe or something. It's, a little more sediment on the side of the glass than I would get on a fruit IPA, though. But, I don't know, that's what the color looks like to me. I've had beers this color that have been good. So if you put this down in front of me, the color alone wouldn't shock me. Let's see how it tastes. Let's go for the smell first. It smells like a Caesar. Not so much like a Caesar. It smells like a V8. Oh, for fuck's sake. Uh, we don't. Just so you know, the rules of what's in the back of the beer fridge are I don't have to finish the cans I open during this game, because that is fucking wretched. And again, I don't like Caesars, so if you like Caesars, you might like the Bud Light and Clamato Chelada. I don't know. So what is this? It's it's light beer, clearly, with Clamato. Yeah, thanks. It's 4% alcohol. What does it say on the side here? It's the perfect combination. Yeah, it sure is. Ooh, okay. All right. Nothing is. Everything's fine. Next up, we have from Montreal a dented can of Molson Dry. You gotta see the dents in there to get the full effect of this Molson Dry. I'm expecting to like this a little more. It's a lager. The reason I'm expecting this to be a little better is I drank quite a bit of this. Like, I think this came out in like the late 80s, early 90s, maybe early 90s. Somehow 1991 comes to mind. I picture listening to a lot of Alice in Chains and Faith No More. Yeah, and I liked it a lot at the time. So, yeah. It's from Molson, one of the big macro breweries in Canada, at least at the time. I mean, they're still around. I know things have kind of changed a bit with the breweries here in Canada, but at one time we had like the two big macros. We had Labatt and Molson, and they would kind of jump on the same trends. So they did Molson Dry, and I'm pretty sure there was a Labatt Dry that followed shortly after. So like a couple years after that, they had ice beers. That Molson and Labatt both did an ice beer. They both clocked in at like 7.5%, but they didn't necessarily taste strong. So, yeah, most people bought like one case of that, and it was an experience they never wanted to relive. But we're not talking about ice beers right now. We're talking about Molson Dry. And I think, if I remember correctly, the thing about dry beers was that they were supposed to have less of an aftertaste than most of the other beers that were on the market at the time. Labatt Blue, Molson Canadian, Club, OV. I'm making faces when I say Club, but really I think all those beers probably taste the same. If I was like doing a blind taste test, I probably couldn't tell them apart. But yeah, so let's try the Molson Dry. So hold on. Before we try the Molson Dry, let's look at the color. It's very very clear and crisp looking, right? That looks like a beer. What else is it going to look like? I don't know. All right, here we go. Let's try this Molson Dry. It's okay. I wouldn't say there's no aftertaste, but it's not strong or lingering, so it's fairly refreshing. Yeah, it's not terrible. So yeah, the thing about it's not, wow, what a beer snob. The best review I can give for Molson Dry is it's not terrible. No, I mean it's not bad at all. But yeah, like I was saying, when this first came out, it was considered a premium beer, and now it's like in the discount aisle. Like you can get it next to like Busch Light and Lucky and yeah, all those really like discounted beers. And I'm gonna say it's been a little while since I've had beer from that aisle because I'm mostly shopping local these days. But I'm gonna say from the taste I've had of this that this is definitely better than most of those. I think. I don't know, PBR is all right. I actually don't mind PBR, but maybe it's just because I'm a big Dennis Hopper fan. I don't know. All right, you guys ready to play? What's in the back of the beer fridge? I will never do that again. I am so sorry for that. Next up is from Granville Island Brewing Company out in BC. It's the False Creek Raspberry Ale. 4.5% alcohol. It's got like, you can see this here on the back. They got like a 4 hops out of 5 rating they gave themselves. I guess that's just for how hoppy it is, and malty. Let's say 4 malts 5. I don't know. I have tried this beer once before, and I feel kind of bad in a way right now because this. I know where this beer came from. This was a housewarming present from my good friend Shane, and I'm not like here to mock my housewarming present at all. There's a story behind this beer, and it goes back to I believe it was 2018, 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs. The Winnipeg Jets had gone farther than they ever had in the playoffs before. They were in the third round. They had to win this game in order to push to a game 7 and take this third series. And they were down a few goals. And my friend Shane came into the pub and he ordered one of these. And the server came by, plopped it down in front of him, and the Jets scored. Immediately, the rest of us at the table ordered some Granville Island raspberry ales in hopes that this was the good luck that our team needed, because that's how logic works in professional sports. And yeah, they didn't. So I got this. We got this box of 12 of these as a housewarming present, with the caveat that you could only serve one or serve to one individual during a Jets game. And I still have quite a few of these. I know I've got some in the beer closet, and I will save those, Shane, for when we can have people over here to watch a game together. Okay, so here we go. We're going to try this raspberry ale. I'm guessing it's going to have kind of a pinkish color. Dripping a little bit there. Yeah, so this looks... It looks kind of like that Clamato one did, but with a little bit of a head on it. So already, it's a little more beery than that was. And there's no way it's going to be worse than that. Let's go. Let's try this out. Again, I'm probably not the right person to be telling you about this beer. In general, I don't really care for berry beers. Like I like citrus fruits in beer. I like peach beer is great. It's berries. I don't know. I think the only berry beer I've ever really liked was there's a blueberry beer from Trans Canada Brewing here in Winnipeg that I actually quite liked. But I've had other blueberry beers. I've had other berry beers, and just not generally a fan. Sorry, Shane. But we're going to enjoy all getting together and watching the game together again soon. And when we do that, the raspberry ales will play a role. They'll do what they were meant to do when that time comes. All right, here we go. Our final contestant, if you will, for what's in the back of the beer fridge. The sensation that's sweeping the nation. It's Busch Beer. Busch Beer. It's from an 8-pack. It's 4.7% alcohol. So it's not even a Busch Light, which I guess would be 4%, maybe even less than 4. I don't know. All right, here we go. Busch Beer. So this isn't even their light beer, but look how light this is, right? It's a pretty light beer in terms of color. It smells like a... I was expecting it to smell like a dirty old bar room. I was expecting it to smell like a Legion, but it smells fairly refreshing, actually. Let's give it a try. It's not bad at all. Hell, I might even finish this one. All right, so if I have to pick a winner today, and I know there's no rules saying that I do, we have the Busch from the 8-pack. We have Molson Dry, which tastes like 1991. We have Granville Island Brewing Company, which tastes like the feet. And we have the Bud Light and Mott's Clamato combination, the Chelada, which we just shouldn't even really be talking about. All right. So if I had to pick a winner today, I think I'm gonna go with the Molson Dry. Molson Dry wins the first ever What's in the Back of the Beer Fridge. Congratulations, Molson Dry. I'm glad you still exist. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like the video, feel free to share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, or just shoot me a message or something. If there's a beer you really want to see me try on the show, I could do that. I don't really know why you'd want me to do that, but you might, and I would. If it's a beer that I can get my hands on. So until next time, take care and keep doing what it is you do. Sorry, I still need a parting catchphrase. Cheers.
I'm sick and I'm tired and I need to go home. Been here all week just drinking alone. I've had whiskey, tequila, gallons of beer, and I just can't drink anymore. You know I just can't drink anymore.
What's in the back of the beer fridge?